I grew up just down the road from James Dean. Small town kids from Indiana, we grew up in the same scene. And I watched every one of his movies from Rebel to East of Eden. And I wish so bad I could go back somehow and meet him. And I've read about how small minds used to treat him. And I get it because I've lived it. I've been mocked and made fun of and ridiculed for being a creative I've received a ton of, but that never kept me from breaking loose from the place I grew up in. And when religious people tried to stop me, I didn't listen because I knew enough sin. It's funny when people throw rocks but live in glass houses. I chased my dream and ended up speaking to masses of thousands. And I'll never forget where I came from, and they never forgot me. And I'll never forget preaching in Mississippi when cops stopped me. They said a man there would have shot me, but I've never stopped living as a standout, a quitter. That's not me. I kept marching to the drum in one beat, and people who misunderstood me tried to shun me, but I sit back and laugh because religious people are funny, self-righteous and pious, stuck with their heads neck deep in Titus. Like, how many verses can I memorize? I grew up in the church and found out it's all been a lie. Not the Jesus I fell in love with, but the people in the seats. Sometimes I lose my hope in people until I hit my next meet and greet, and that's when I get to meet all of my Tell the World family. And suddenly I forget about the voices of the haters who can't stand me, because I have a million of people who back me. So forget the naysayers that trash me, people who jump online and need clicks so they at me. Get off the computers and come see me. Half the haters I have are just mad they can't be me, but you couldn't last a day in my shoes. It's the fourth quarter, baby, and I refuse to lose. I came up in the middle of central Indiana watching Indiana Jones from the beginning, and you wonder why I wear these hats. Just call me Indiana Jennings. I'm not afraid to go where the rest of the world is, and I'm not afraid to take what the rest of the world gives. Their negativity and jealousy doesn't faze me, and it never goes to my head when my fans continue to praise me. I'm a middle American with the West Coast swag. Let me hear you so I know where you're at. I want to reach the world, every boy and every girl. I want to reach the prostitutes and drug addicts and bullied too. And I promise the only thing I've ever bullied is this booth. And I don't need you to tell me I'm the best poet alive. I knew I was the moment I arrived. I knew I was when I took my first stage. Poetry is a release for me to temper my rage. These are confessions of a poet from the burbs who has an inner city mind. And I told myself every winter I'd be fine. That's when the depression used to splinter my mind. Every creative has a time in their life they wish they'd die, because everything we create takes a piece of us. And I'll never forget the cities east of us. Shout out to Dayton and Cincy and Philly too. Some people talk about full speed living, but this is something I really do. I wake up and write and I shoot and I edit. I was the first to bring controversy to Christianity through creativity. Yeah, I said it. And they said haters to stop me, but I never let it. I have a beast inside of me, and I was a kid when I first fed it. And the diet looks like motivation and confidence. I had no help with this movement when I was launching this. I had me, myself, and I, and nobody wanted to take a chance on me, until randomly Josh and Paul became fans of me. But more importantly, they were friends to me. I felt like I couldn't finish the climb with a discouraged injury, but they picked me up and put me on. They gave me a platform and stood me on, and I can't thank them enough for taking a shot on this kid. I'll never forget the things that they did. So to every kid out there with dreams of making it, I came from nowhere, walked up to the wall and started breaking it. And I hope I've been able to inspire you to chase your dreams and live sold out. I used to sleep with no furniture on a fold-out couch, and they turned off my heat one day when it was cold out. But I just kept chasing this dream of reaching the nations. Now they play my messages on TV stations, and now wherever I go, people say hey and know my name. With God, all things are possible, and you can do the same. It starts today. Get up and get after it, and live every second pumped up and passionate.